What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're going to be continuing Dino Crisis this evening, possibly finishing it, but I don't know. I just don't know.
Come here.
Let me go.
Come here.
Let me go.
Yeah.
Come here.
Okay.
Justin, thank you for the raid and 77 months. And Pat, thank you for 4 years, dude. Welcome, friends.
He has a flat brain.
Did you want anything else in the store?
How about a hot chocolate? Thank you.
He has a flat brain.
Oh my goodness. Xavier of Sparta, thank you for 40 months. Igloo, thank you for 35 months. Adonix,
He has a flat brain.
thank you for 6 months. Oh yeah, get those dino snacks, dude. Which I guess, in this case, would be
He has
people.
a flat brain.
Rasp, thank you for 58 months.
He has a flat brain.
Liage, thank you for 64 months.
He has a flat brain.
Some good old dino nuggies. I think they make veggie dino nuggies, right? I think I've seen those.
He has a flat brain.
CTD, thank you for 82 months. God damn. Dino,
has
thank
a
you for
flat
52
brain.
months. That happened during Scream-A-Day World War II. Yeah, in sound mind. Jeez, you got that clip fast. Well, I have to say, what we'll be doing tonight is going to be, like, if you haven't been following along, it's pretty much the end of a game, so just a heads up for that. Ah, yes, the videotaped evidence of when Spy murdered me. In cold blood. Can never forget that day. Well, I had built such a special boy, and to die like that was... Well, it was defeating. I can say that much. Hello, hello. I don't recall raging about it. Not like Mario Kart. I haven't got time for Project Zomboid is the issue. It's too much of a time investment. that I just don't have time for.
He has a flat brain.
Fudge. Thank you for 11 months. So I think I was on my way back to something. I was on my way back to see if I could get Dr. Kirk's fingerprints. That's what I was up to. Tenosis, thank you for the biddies. If I recall correctly, there is a raptor in our way. Excuse me, excuse me. It hasn't noticed me yet. It noticed me. No! Let me go. You bastard. Damn. I almost got by clean. Oh, thankfully I have a med pack. But again, I'm out. And I'm still bleeding. I can't go back this way. Shit. Well, that's horrendous. Fuck. Actually, I'm gonna... No, no, no! Ah! I was trying to, like, back onto the ventilator opening. The ventilation opening, and I just failed. Now I'm bleeding more. Well, that definitely indicates that everything we need is in this area, since they won't let us leave. But there are, unfortunately, multiple raptors in my way here. Or just one. I thought there were more for sure. I must be able to get his fingerprints then, right? Because I'm gonna need them to make an ID card based off of him. It looks like she's getting toe print data. Surprised there wasn't any conversation about that or any altercation. Cutscene or something. Nothing. Still asleep. Not anymore. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, finally, we're going to put this to use. I also finally stopped bleeding, thank God. The registration number has been verified. Please input the fingerprint data. Will you enter the fingerprint data? Yes. Accessing the requested data. Section 3rd Energy Laboratory. ID Supervisor Edward Kirk. Will you overwrite the card data? Yes. The card data has been rewritten. You got the ID card. You don't stop bleeding in the sequel? Let me see what I've got here. If I'm going to be having to do a lot of running back and forth between this area and other areas. Right. I forgot I have nothing that kills. Except this. I'm not going to use that on one raptor. Oh, he was just asleep before, and he's just asleep now. Fuck you! Don't follow me! Yeah, you know, when you sweat, you're just lactating your hot juice. Except for you wouldn't call it lactating, because it's not milk. You're juicing. I'm sure there's a worse word for this. Moisting. Masticating is chewing. Right? The panel that activates the 3rd energy generator. Will you operate it? Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
Error. Preparation procedure incomplete.
No problem. Will you press the button? Nothing happened. Certain preparations have to be made before pushing the switch. I think we want to go down here. Testicles and chesticles. Oh, no, down here. I don't think down here was right. Well, let's try this computer out and see what it does. Maybe this is the one I wanted. The main console that controls the generator. Will you operate it? Yes. No response. Blarg. I don't know why I keep skiing around. I'll stop doing that. Wait. Which bit is this? Oh, right. I remember where I am now. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Power for generator is connected. Announcement. Please place the initializer and the stabilizer in the generator.
Inhale shaft. Yeah. Problem is, I need a bunch of codes and I don't know where to get them. Yeah. That's weird that it wouldn't let me go down those stairs. Because this is already a closed off area. I have to activate the generator. But one of my destinations... Mundane though it may be, they didn't have to call it the inhale shaft. They went above and beyond with that, you know? Well, they could have called it the inhalation system. Or the, I don't know, the HVAC input. I don't know. Okay. Wait, how do I get down there? There's clearly a walkway. Huh.
Error. Preparation procedure incomplete.
Oh, wait, the green light's on over here. Okay. I don't think I have that. I have parts for the initializer. That's the only bit that I have so far. Ah, I've never been over here. There we go. Alright, I forgot. Gotta press a button. This place is very cool. Oh, another one of these. And this is where the initializer goes? Yeah. You got the plug. What's this? A subscreen? Nope. Error.
Error. Preparation procedure incomplete.
Okay. This didn't really help a whole lot. Okay. Well, those codes have got to be somewhere here. I just don't have the slightest fucking idea where. All I can do is go back to those rooms. I think I killed all the raptors over there, so it should be relatively safe. Well, not everything was organized into games, right? Some things might have fallen under different stuff, like group names or something, right? Might that be the case? Like this room here, I think there's fuck all we can do here. Wait a second. You. Ah. They said this was here. It was on a memo. In this room, actually.
My only concern regarding the new generator is the stabilizer. It functions perfectly under nominal conditions, but it's still a problem under certain conditions. Look, with the generous budget, personnel, and facilities at your disposal, shouldn't you be able to solve that problem? Once complete control can be established, we will literally have the power of a god at our disposal. And
Right, not that. Yes. Oops. To be combined with protective parts 1A and protective parts 1B. Great. Wait, can I... No. Okay. Oh, but there's a machine that does this. I remember now. To be combined with protective parts 2A and protective parts 2B. Okay. So we got those now. That's good. I'm still short 2 4-digit codes. Nothing else opened. I imagine the fact that they all have red lights means they're all empty, because these are the only 2 that have green lights. Now, will there be raptors again? They seem to have remained quite dead. This might not be the room. Maybe it's the room. No. I need that one room with the big-ass machine in it, I think. Maybe. Let's see what's... models. I recognize the parts. I have the end of one of those, and the middle of one of those, and the inside of one of those. So quite a few more parts are still needed. Neither of these could be used because they each require a 4-digit code, yes? I believe that's the case. Right. So where's that at? And are there any more shelves that I need to push out of the way? Did I kill the raptor that was in here, or is it asleep? Either's fine, really. See if there's anything I missed in this room. And to be honest, this machine takes up, like, the whole room, so... not so much... You cannot operate it since you don't have the right number of parts. Ah. Grr. What are those codes? Where are those codes? I don't think they're in here. This is where we got the shotgun parts. Yeah, there's no raptor in here, so I must have killed the one that was in here, or got elsewhere and I killed it elsewhere. Something like that. Don't think the codes are in this room.
What are the codes?
Yes, the missile codes. What are the missile codes? I'm going to examine the memo in here, but I'm fairly sure that... Well, I don't know, maybe it is right in here. Could be.
He has a flat brain.
This! I forgot about this. Dino, thank you for that gift sub. You'll find the models of the two parts in the case set at the center. If you've not seen them, be sure to check and see what they look like. If you split the numbers that you use when obtaining the core parts and add 0 to each of the split numbers, it will give you the pass numbers you'll need when obtaining the other two protective parts. Be careful when handling the pass numbers. You split the numbers that you use when obtaining the core parts and add 0 to the each of the split numbers. Still really obnoxiously confusing.
Here's your hot chocolate.
Thank you.
They don't have any eggs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Someday I'll shower covered.
Yeah.
Also, I have to bring Reese to something, so I gotta get back there.
Oh, okay. Hot chalky, y'all. Okay. Well, I think this one's 2020. They all just have 2s. It's just 2s. And this doesn't have a number in the description, just in its name. Protect the PP. Protect P. No, actually core parts. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So 1010 and 2020. That's all I have no clue. We'll try. It's really a terrible, terrible explanation. Alright, so not that. It says that you use. Is it talking about that code? Can that be what it means? The musical one. But that was 5 digits, was it not? If it's 6, then maybe we're in business. If it's 5, how do you know where to split them? It must be 6. It has to be. This must be the answer. I can't think of anything else. Of course, I don't remember the numbers. So what did I do? So 3, 6, 7, 0. Three, 6, 7, 0, 2, 0, 4, 0. So 2040 and 3670. That sounds more like passcodes to me. $36.70 and $20.40. Oops. Now, which one's which? Well, shit. There must be another step to this that I missed. Like, maybe I have to subtract them from each other or something? One from the other? Ah. Split the numbers. Add 0 to each of the split numbers. We'll give you the past numbers you'll need while obtaining the other 2 protective parts. Damn it, I really thought I was on the track there. Thought I had it. Yeah, thanks for not backseating. Maybe there's... It doesn't say which end. So maybe to the front? There we go. Nice. All right, now we just need to get them built, right? I feel like I'm missing a core part still. Maybe. Let's see what happens. No, I've got it all. Oh! I didn't expect to have to do it this way. That's so funny. This is what low gravity is required for? For this? This is absurd. This seems worse than just putting it together with your hands. Oh, boy. Pure madness. Oh, I did it with style. You got the stabilizer. Ta-da! You got the initializer. Yeah, I remarked to because somebody else also died of car collision in the Dad Craft group, and I was like, yeah, that's what made me quit the game a long time ago. And they said something along the lines of like, I hope it gets fixed soon. And I didn't comment, but in my head I'm like, well, what happened to me happened like almost 4 years ago. I don't think it's getting fixed. I don't think that's happening. Yeah. Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? Sleep, sleep. Holy shit, I don't think it woke up. I stepped on its head. Guess I killed it. Alright, now I have to go look at the Dr. Kirk's guidebook again. Refresh my memory as to the rules of the game. Blah, blah, blah. Repair and activates generator. Yes. B3 area, set an initializer. Operate the panel near the initializer to connect the inhale shaft. Move to the B2 area to set a stabilizer. go to the control room and adjust the output on the lower floor. Okay. Now... I forgot all of that. I think it was the B2 is where this goes. I hope it knows or tells me which one it wants. Is it the initializer? Whatever. What's gonna happen? The world blows up. Error.
Error. Preparation procedure incomplete.
Yeah, it's just usual stuff for me, Pat. Every time I come in here, I keep thinking that says researcher meme. Okay, gotta operate the nearby panel. Not error. It's inhaling the shaft. I didn't expect it to then blow. I love this whole machine. The whole thing is so 90s. Big, chonky technology. Fictional technology went through the same sort of smoothing and rounding out that cars did in the 90s. Into the 2000s. It goes critical very fast. Ah.
Danger. Third energy output is approaching critical point. Head to compensate.
Okay, Regina. Adjust the power output to maximum.
Here goes. Just remember there's no turning back once it overloads.
Then we won't look back. Crank that sucker and go out with a boom.
Danger. Generator has surpassed safety parameters. Third energy overload in progress. All personnel evacuate immediately.
I've forgotten why we're doing this.
8. All personnel evacuate immediately.
The ceiling! Move it!
Why, Gale? Why would you do it? You've been dying to kill that guy.
What was the point in saving me? How pathetic.
He doesn't even want you to save him. Oh shit. So many places I haven't been. So many things I haven't seen. Well, this is what we intended to do. I guess I'm gonna... Oh, I was just gonna fucking leave Gale, but I guess I should go to see if he's okay or dead or what, right? Of course. There's gonna be more where that came from, right? Well, now that you mention it... where am I right now? I don't know what I'm gonna get to do from this point forward. Damn, I wish I had a recent save. I wonder if I go to a save room if I can save right now. Uh-oh. Yes. Perfect. It's my internet that's chugging, unfortunately. It chose a very special time to fuck up. Oh. What? Oh. Wait. Oh shit. Ah shit, these guys are back. Oh god, that's bad. What's all this? Third Energy Basic Theory written by Edward Kirk. Will you read the file?
Third Energy Basic Concept. The technology to extract energy from the ions in the atmosphere. That is the heart of Third Energy. If you control the flow of ions by ionizing the constitution of the air, then you can extract the resultant electron movement as energy. The basic concept is simple. The electrons from which energy of movement was extracted combines with ions to once again form the original constitution. However, due to the current level of technology, it is impossible to return it to 100% of the original constitution. The waste constituent yields a peroxide that is similar to ozone as a byproduct. However, it is not a level high enough to threaten the concept of the proposed clean energy source.
Weapon storage. Weapon storage. Ho ho ho. This was a good detour. It's even a dangerous room. Oh, there's mists. No, radioactive or bio. That's like biohazardous. This is clearly connected to Umbrella. What's this business? Excuse me. Okay, we're in some sort of cold storage now. Where the fuck are we? Still says we're in the same rooms. This is some other thing. The samples for the biological weapons are stored. They're frozen. What? There's a... Was this the Gale path? Or something? They're not needed anymore. Damn, I thought this was going to be like a cool, you know, weapons cache for the end of the game or something. Yeah. So I just went and fucking found them. This would have been so much faster than fucking building them. Anything back here? No. I guess Gale was right in this case. I should have listened to Gale. Hold on. Oh, lordy. Oh, it's fine. He's really, really stupid. Whew. Look, if Gale hadn't been an asshole all the time, I would have saved him by now. Wait, so the door I came in... Wait. Oh, this is a separate door. Port transport passageway. This looks like a future choice that awaits me, right? Will we take the helipad, or will we... We take the port passage or whatever. Well, fortunately, there's no rush or anything. Yeah, my internet's having problems.
Okay. Just get Kirk. Hurry.
Take it easy, Gale.
No.
You're not okay.
Take
That's
this.
all of your blood.
Tagged him with transmitter.
Gale. Gale.
Hmm. I was just there. He's not there. Oh, they kicked us out. Disembarkation Immigration Office. Oh, she did get him out.
All right. The overload levels are increasing. Just a little more. Looking good. Gale, what happened to him?
I don't know, but Kirk's gone.
You do know.
I'm gonna kill him!
How can you not know what happened? Oh no, it's the whole hallway now. That's a big third energy overload. Oh no, it went away.
This is it. All that's left is our escape. Let's go.
Wait, what about Kirk?
What about him? It's a miracle we're still alive at this point. Forget about him.
Don't forget the mission. You're not here to babysit.
Sorry, but I have a conscience. I'm taking you back, now.
No. You two get going. I'm going after Kirk.
Oh my god.
What? You're insane! Don't you remember our situation? The third energy can't be controlled anymore. Staying here any longer is suicide.
I know. If I'm not back in 30 minutes, you two make your escape without me.
Hey, do something!
I'm not sure which one I want. Because what I was hoping would be a choice is that Rick and Gale would leave, and then I could go after Kirk. But neither of these choices sound like that. Seems like I should maybe pause for a few.
still experiencing shitty internet.
Yeah, it's my internet. My connection to all of the ingest servers is fucked. I don't even know if you guys can still hear me. Sorry, I got up for a few to see if maybe it would right itself in the meantime. But it seems like it's still very fucky-wucky. Very. Well, Twitch adjusts playback speed to try to keep you up to pace. If you've ever tuned into a stream, you hear it maybe pitch up slightly. It's like a weird effect. That's the stream like playing at a faster speed to catch you back up. I don't know, folks. I think it might be a bit screwed here. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be stabilizing. I need a stabilizer. Quite disappointing. Yeah, we could shoot the shit for a few. Since we're nearing the end, I guess I'll say that I think overall I really do like Dino Crisis a lot. Although, for having come out after Resident Evil 2, it feels a little bit stripped down. I don't know how close to Resident Evil 2 it came out, because it does include that Nemesis demo disc. So it must have been, well, at least this copy would have come out around the time that Nemesis was happening. Not necessarily released around that time. Yeah, it definitely feels like it lacks certain features. Compared to Resident Evil. So, I'd say that's probably the most negative thing I could say, is that it just feels a little threadbare by comparison. But still very good. The gameplay is solid for the era. You know, it's on par with Resident Evil from a mechanics. You know, the aiming, shooting, walking, all that stuff's on target. Does seem a wee bit limited with just the 3 weapons, though. And no melee. That's perhaps the most weird thing about the combat in this game, is that there's no knife or club or anything. Like, I could easily imagine a situation where you know, if you're down to just darts or whatever, you could knock them out, and then you could just walk up to them with your knife and finish the job, that kind of thing. Really? Funny that. Now, is it a story game like this? Because it's quite hard to tell. It almost feels like it's just a run around and shoot dinosaurs game, and not as much of a... I guess these are kind of like escape room games, really. Okay, good. Okay. Well, that's great to know. I'm glad we have that to look forward to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's realistic when it comes to meleeing a raptor, but I feel like one that's asleep, you could certainly walk up to it and cut its throat. At least chemically asleep. Shitternet. Nah, I'm losing big. I'm losing my internet. It seems. I love this tune. It's so good. Zelda 2 is not one of my favorite games. In fact, I think it might be my least favorite Zelda game. But it had a fucking just... It had a soundtrack that slaps. And it seems y'all are not able to hear me right now. I'll just talk. One thing that's frustrated me recently is I've unpacked so much crap, and I have the majority of the consoles and the SCART cables and stuff. I cannot find the SCART cables for the N64, the Super Nintendo, or the NES. I don't know where they are. I did find a couple of alternatives that might work, but I just can't find the fucking SCART cables. I know they're here somewhere, but I somehow put them in the wrong place. Mr. Chu, you're an hour early this evening. Are you able to sniff that the internet is not working and expecting me to just stop early? I could see you being that smart. Thank you, Zoom. Yeah, SCART was the particular path I chose to go down. With my RGB consoles. Arguably, it could be possible to do component for everything if I so chose. And it would probably be, could be even better, really. But, in for a penny, in for a pound. Chewy Chew. What's got into you, UBU? Hmm? Sir? I know what you wanted. You wanted a hug. Huggy. Huggy hug. Huggy hug. Don't fight the hug. Hugs. Hey, bud. That's a lot of wags. That's a lot of wags. My goodest son. I don't know, I suppose I'm probably gonna have to just give up for tonight. I don't know what else to do. I don't really want to continue if the internet is going to be unreliable and probably, you know, cut off our adventure. But I'm quite disappointed. I was looking forward to seeing the end of Dino Crisis tonight. I was excited, Chew. It was going to happen. It was cruelly taken away from us. No, I've been watching the graph. It's still freaking out. Rest up, JJ. I hope you feel better. But yeah, oh, how do I feel about that? It's hard to, It's hard to quantify because it's hard to sort it out from all the other Resident Evil I've experienced. I have to throw my mind back to that time, basically. I think that it doesn't it doesn't divorce itself enough from Resident Evil to really be great, which is why it probably is the way it is in terms of it's obviously a sort of a lesser side franchise that's not as well remembered as Resident Evil is. But that it's hard to say whether that's because of the way the game was or just the fact that they dropped the franchise and... Well, I guess they kind of fucking killed it with 3, right? That could be more the issue here. Mixing versus herbs, dinosaurs versus zombies, boxes versus boxes. Yeah, I guess those are like the 3 big tweaks, isn't it? Like the boxes are fairly interesting, but I think what bugged me is that they were not conveyed very well in terms of what their purpose was. So whenever I've walked up to one in the game, it says you can store ammo in this box, and then asks you to provide plugs. And it tells you that before you even have enough plugs to open one box. So that was the explanation that I accepted. That was the definition of emergency boxes for me. But that was obviously not the whole story. And I had checked the manual. And if I recall correctly, the manual... Let me see here. Emergency boxes are installed within the walls. They have a number of uses. They contain medical supplies that you can use, that you can quickly access in case of an emergency. Okay, I guess it does explain it. You can store items in these boxes. Once you unlock an emergency box, you can return to it later to retrieve blah blah blah. By using access from an emergency box, you can use remote boxes that you've unlocked as long as they're the same color as the emergency box you're using. And I've never used that feature. By using sort, you can sort supplies. Emergency boxes are red, green, or yellow. You must obtain a different number of plugs in order to open each color type. When you attempt to open an emergency box, you'll be alerted to the number of plugs for access. To use an emergency box, walk up to it and press the action button. Blah, blah, blah. Press the D-pad. Yeah. To move items, blah, blah, blah. So, I guess I still feel like the explanation is poor. The in-game explanation doesn't explain this at all. And the manual, if you misinterpret that one line that says they contain medical supplies that you can quickly access in case of emergency, you could still, if you've already been convinced that they're just used for storage and different amounts of storage, that one line is the only thing that can save you. And it didn't save me. I didn't read closely enough, or I had already the wrong idea when I came to it, and it didn't budge me. But yeah, so I didn't understand them the entire game. I think that I could have used them more effectively if I had understood them a little bit better. So there's that. Apart from that, I think it's an interesting system now that I understand it. So I think if I were to play through again, I would have an easier time of it. Obviously, knowing all the answers helps a lot. But I didn't access so many items and was just going around basically playing in hardcore mode with whatever was lying around on the ground only before I finally opened up a fucking box. So there's that. And my very, very first impression, I have to say, I felt like I didn't even want to get into them once I saw that they cost plugs to open, because I was just like, this just seems like a fiddly thing to fuck with. I don't really care. You know what I mean? It kind of put me off it from the beginning. Mixing is kind of similar in that it's very obtuse. And again, I don't think that the manual really has a great explanation, and in-game there's certainly little to no explanation. I mean, there is an explanation, but the way this game doesn't let you reread notes, you don't get to carry notes around in your inventory. You read a thing once, and if it's wordy, it's hard to absorb that information. And then on top of that, a lot of the explanations in this were worded very strangely. Like, you know, fucking split the numbers you use to get the code, the core pieces. Like, what the fuck? You know, it was so oddly phrased. And there was at least, I don't know, like 3 or 4 times we ran into some really fucking strange wording. Yeah. The full explanation of mixing, I'm checking now here. I don't think there is a big one. Let me see. Weapons. Yeah. So all the explanation you get, it doesn't even get a full page. It says, mix. Create a new item or upgrade some items by combining 2 supply items. After selecting an item, choose an action for it. Mix. Combine 2 items. Check. Examine an item. Sort. Combine similar items. Supplies only. Mixing items. Use mix to combine certain items to make new items. For example, by mixing a hemostat with a multiplier, you can double the number of hemostats you have. That's it. That's all the explanation you get on that system. And while I got the hang of it throughout playing the game, initially it was like hieroglyphics. It's just not well explained in game. And I believe the weird manual we got was like, mix chemicals together and sometimes they get stronger. Like, what? Okay, cool. Thanks for that help. So, that's very of its time, right? Older games like this, they were very limited in the amount of text they can put in the game, and so sometimes they were a bit brief. The puzzles were good-ish. On the whole, I would say that it was a little bit fetch questy. But there were some brain teasers in there, I guess. The DDK thing was kind of interesting because it evolved as we went along. But that localization issue again with rows versus columns was pretty irritating. And then there's some aspects of it where it's just like mixing different rules together and you have to kind of guess which is what. Not the worst thing. Because if it's one, it probably can't be the other. That's not so terrible, but I also found that I was straining for secrets. And I'm sure there are secrets in this. But everything I thought was a lead on a secret ended up not being one. So I don't know if there's a shelf I didn't push. But yeah. So there's that. Like that one guy with his code and fingerprints, like I just really thought that was going to lead to something. Like some bonus, maybe some secret weapons or secret ammo stash or something. No, nothing like that. As it turns out. I thought that Kirk's special door was going to be something, but it was just an alternate path. And I think I didn't really care for how at the end they stopped gating you off diegetically and started doing it in a meta fashion that I didn't care for. I really didn't like that I went to the stairs and it's like, you haven't turned on the generator. It makes me turn around and go back. And that was the same case when we first found Dr. Kirk's door and so forth. There was just like a lot of that stuff towards the end of the game started to feel lazy to me. Like, why didn't you just have a different key card then? Because clearly, guys, hey, stop. Clearly it was because they gave they finally give you that key card A, right? And you know, when you play a game like this, and you encounter doors that you can't use, if they have any sort of signifier, you start to make a little mental map or mental notes of the fact that these things are around. And it's really irritating when you finally get the thing, and then you go to backtrack and you know, connect those dots, and you're met with like, no. I did the work. You gave me the thing. Let me do the thing. Or there should have been a key card D or something. There should have been a... I mean, I guess they didn't want you to have to juggle too many things, but like, what's one more key card or whatever? Just design that bit better so that you don't have to put a phrase in that just stops you from going to this or that part of an area in a way that just doesn't make sense, you know? It gives me I don't think that they would have done that because the rest of the game isn't like that, so it gives me the impression that maybe it was a budget issue or a time issue or something, like they ran out of time and they didn't have a fix for that situation. Or they did, but they didn't have time to implement it, and they just went with, yeah, let's just not let them leave the area until they do the generator. Like, okay. It's unfortunate. Because I can't imagine that they intended for it to be that way. It's just odd. And it maybe also might have to do with the sort of complicated interweaving of this choice system. I don't think the choice system is all that great. I don't know that they really changed the story very much. Because I have the impression, for example, I would bet you Tom dies whichever path you choose. So it's weird to bother with a choice system if your choices are inconsequential. Isn't that kind of odd? It seems like it happens quite a lot in games. The rationale for giving such a choice is inherently like to make it feel like you're making a choice. Choices have consequences. It's built into the idea. But the problem with games is every choice represents a branching tree. So they're in conflict. You can't really do that. You know? That's why a lot of games that claim to be able to do such a thing generally are like, it's bullshit for the most part, right? It's kind of the same trick that what's the old term? You know, games that are infinitely generated like Minecraft or No Man's Sky. It's like progressive something. The word is slipping my mind right now. It's been a long time since I've talked about it, but they play it. It's an illusion. It's a trick. You know, there's a trade-off. Procedural. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Procedurally generated games are presenting you with an illusion. it seems like they've overcome the limitations on world size, but they really haven't. Not in a really practical way. They have overcome the boundaries of the world size, but that's it. The problem with that is, it's like someone came to you and they're like, okay, we've managed to figure out how to make an infinitely sized box. And the problem is, you can never fill an infinitely sized box. It's infinite. Inherently, it's impossible to do. And so you kind of end up with an empty box at the end of the day. You can sprinkle in things that are automatically put in the box, but those things are going to be pretty repetitive. You know? It's not going to be an infinite box of infinite things. It's going to be an infinite box of finite repeating things. So, yeah. We figured out procedurally generated worlds, but we haven't really figured out procedurally unique content. So yeah, that's the illusion. And that's a much newer problem than a simple choice branching tree thing. But every branch, when you're developing a game, represents huge sums of money. Because you have one branch off, that's like 2 endings to the game now you have to juggle. And you have to pay developers and artists and writers and whoever else to now populate both branches of that tree. If either of those branch off, then, you know, it's sort of an exponential problem. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely something we've talked about many times in the past. Well, yes. Absolutely, it changes your experience. And I value it on that level. I'm not saying that these are necessarily bad. But I guess I'm coming at it from this perspective. This is something I've encountered many times throughout my history with games. And I've often found them disappointing because of the reasons that I've outlined. You know, they seem to represent so much more than they ever could achieve. And I always end up kind of feeling disappointed. And this happens all the time, because I always think that's going to be the case. Even though I've been dissuaded again and again, for some reason, I'm presented with a choice, and in my mind I'm going like, what does this mean for the ending of the game? How does this change things? You've heard me do this. And everyone's always like, calm down, buddy. It doesn't change anything. Why don't you relax? Yeah, Until Dawn is interesting because what Until Dawn does is they defined a handful of endpoints. And then they went back from there and they said, okay, what are the paths that could lead to these few endpoints that we've designed? And then they filled it out. Now, it's not infinite possibilities. And I don't think that every combination of everything is possible, right? It's been a while now. I don't remember. I mean, by that I mean, like, there's only certain combinations of characters that can live and die, but not all possible combinations of characters. Is that right? I don't even remember how many characters there are. Is it 6 or 8? But it's interesting nevertheless. And it's actually... Oh, you can only have one die. Okay, yeah. That will limit your your branches. Got you. So they paired them off? Can you tell it's been a while? I don't fucking hardly remember this game at all. I just remember Mr. Robot's face when he died. That's all I remember. Well, it doesn't really matter so much that the same character can die at different points because they represent a digital thing. What matters is the full branch, you see. So them dying at any point along that branch represents either a 1 or a 0, and that's it. It doesn't greatly matter to the beginning or the end, unless there's another branch there, but I don't think that was how they did that. Raw Danger.
He has a flat brain.
Sounds good. Little Lady Lauren, thank you for 30 months. But yeah, I think Until Dawn is a good example of the kind of thing I've talked about many times, particularly in relation to procedural generation, where I personally feel like it's a powerful tool that's misused. Like branching tree choice systems are a brilliant tool that's often misused or not used. But like Until Dawn takes that concept and they're like, well, let's chop it down into something we can actually build. Let's get the most out of it we can without destroying ourselves in the process. Or, you know, like with a procedurally generated game, what if we didn't go all the way to infinite? What if we just generated a very large finite world? And that's Dwarf Fortress. And look at what Dwarf Fortress can do with its world compared to other games that procedurally generate their worlds. You know, Dwarf Fortress is massively populated with content, whereas Minecraft is massively devoid of content. And you've got the full force of Microsoft behind it, and it's still like, it's like turning on a faucet on full and you're getting 5 drops instead of 1 every minute. Like, we added an animal and we added a new block. Like, what's going on? What's going on? And the amount of time that it's taken them to add, you know, a handful of things, entire games are built. So, yeah, I think, of course, they have a lot of legacy to deal with, so it's probably got a lot to do with other factors than simply game design. Well, right. You see, mods, by comparison, are hilarious. They just, there's a massive line of people just rushing by and just smacking Microsoft's ass. Just think of every mod that's chock full of stuff. Created entire worlds of their own. We added a squid. Good job, Microsoft. Good job. You did it. Good job, buds. So, yeah, I guess the mods kind of refute some of what I was saying there. The cave update is cool, but it's not much. Let's be real. It's not nothing. It's fairly significant. But it's not that much, really. But I do think that the different experience and replayability is valid. I'm not trying to say that that's not. We kind of went off on a tangent again. It's an okay system. It does still give me a slight letdown vibe when it's like, why are we bothering with a choice when it's so inconsequential? And really, it only gives you a second playthrough because you only ever have the 2 choices. So, I mean, you could do one, like you could do Rick, Gale, Rick, or something like that. Like, but I don't think that those are really going to matter. Like, you should just do all of Rick's and then just do all of Gale's, and then you've seen them all and you're done. There's just 2 playthroughs. You've seen it. Or even, since they're inconsequential, just reload the save immediately and do the other choice, and then move on with the game until you get to the next choice. You know, do it all in essentially one playthrough. It's true. I was surprised, like, discovering that if I had taken Gale's choice, how much easier it would have been was shocking, because it felt like such a trial to do, like, get the parts for the stabilizer, figure out what the codes were, you know, piece all that shit together. Meanwhile, I could have just taken like 2 right turns and a left and picked up a completed stabilizer and initializer and just walked back. Like, that's fucking nuts. I don't know what would have made it harder. Maybe they would have spawned more dinosaurs, perhaps? I'm not sure. I don't think it would have added codes. It's not... Games like this are not very dynamic in that way. The content tends to be kind of set. And they just restrict your access to it. But I don't think it would have switched on more codes or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure what we saw is what we would have got. It just maybe would have had a couple more dinosaurs in our path. Combat versus puzzles, eh? Interesting. Altogether, though, I think it's a good game. It also seems to... I would say I don't feel like it rises quite to the story level of Resident Evil 1 and 2, and maybe 3. In terms of... Resident Evil's pretty fucking goofy, but there's a lot of stuff woven in there, and there's a lot of characters that come in and out of it. It's all really engrossing. Like, Resident Evil 2 is an epic, and I enjoyed the hell out of that every time I played through it. And Resident Evil 1 is no slouch either. I think it's hard to go back to the original now because it's pretty rough around the edges. But the remake is chef's French kisses. You know, it's to die for. It's so good. It fleshes everything out. The story's really good. The environments are... It's just got it all. It's the chef's makeout session. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to upgrade Chef's Kiss, and I think it was just a series of downgrades. Yeah, like he makes like a hand mouth, and he's just... Village is very good. I recommend it. No, it's still being quite fucky, unfortunately. Yeah. I'll probably just wind down here. Sad to say. Yeah, I'm quite curious about the development of this game, but I'll have to remember to check out Susie's video. Every time I complete an old game that I never did before, I do love that it opens up a number of YouTube videos that I had to skip because I wanted to avoid spoilers. You know, people try to say there's a statute of limitations on spoilers, but I disagree. But it's okay, I can manage that for myself. I just don't watch those videos until I'm ready. There was something I needed to go get back to because I had finished something or other. I forget what it is now. I think it was like a no clip on some game. I don't remember. Something I was skipping. Ooh, they went back to pre-rendered? I'm kind of into that. Yes, Echoes of the Eye, I need to get around to that. I really, really loved Outer Wilds. It was fantastic. It's just a really unique experience. I think that's one of the biggest things about it that jumps out is it feels just apart from everything. It doesn't feel like any other game per se. It stands on its own. That crazy language system they came up with was so good. It was bizarre and alien in just the right way. And it felt really ingenious by the end of it. I mean, it wasn't really like specifically a language, but it somehow ended up feeling believably I don't know, like realistic somehow in a way that I didn't really expect it to. Piecing the story together through it was an incredible experience that I didn't expect. I remember something about that, Tenosis. I haven't watched that in a long time. I kind of forget what it was even about. I remember snippets of things, but it's mostly gone from my head. Well, I guess I will call it early here, folks, since my internet issues don't seem to be resolving themselves tonight. I'm quite sorry to let you down in this way, but we will pick this back up again on Monday. Presumably, we should have 2 bananas tomorrow. Saturday is a sort of special event. Sunday's Gun Day. And then Monday, back to the crisis. Thank you all very much for hanging. As always, I appreciate you. And I will see you next stream. Have a great night, y'all.